It looks like George Lucas is having trouble letting go of the galaxy far, far away. The franchise creator may have a bigger influence on Star Wars Episode 7 than originally thought. Speaking with Flicks in the City, Lucas's son Jet revealed that his father spent an entire year developing Episode 7 before selling the franchise to Disney. He also stated that despite contrary reports, Lucas is in constant contact with director J.J. Abrams and is eager to help out wherever he can.
I felt a great disturbance in the Force, as if millions of voices suddenly cried out in terror and were suddenly silenced.
The new film is set to drop out of hyperspace in 2015. In the meantime, the new animated series Star Wars Rebels will jump into hyperspace in fall 2014. It takes place between the events of the prequel and original trilogies and will chronicle the rise of the Rebel Alliance against the Empire. Walter White and the rest of the Breaking Bad characters are about to head south of the border like never before. Sony Pictures Television is working on a Spanish-language remake of Breaking Bad titled Metastasis. Set in Colombia, it will tell the familiar story of a chemistry teacher named Walter Blanco who decides to become a meth cook in order to pay for his cancer treatment. The original show's creator, Vince Gilligan, is serving as a consultant. Our own Scott Jones got new details on the remake while speaking with Breaking Bad writer and executive producer Peter Gould.
There's also a Spanish version of the show being developed right now with Walter Blanco. This is not a joke at all. I understand that instead of cooking in an RV, they cook in a school bus. Why on earth would they make that kind of decision?
RVs are just harder to come by. In Colombia, apparently, there aren't a lot of people driving around in RVs. If he were driving around in an RV, he would be calling attention to himself. And in fact, I think they're talking about doing a Turkish version. I don't know what he's going to cook in Turkey. I really don't.
Metastasis will hit the airwaves soon in Latin America. A Breaking Bad spin-off focusing on Walter White's sleazy criminal lawyer Saul Goodman is also in development. And if you missed our exclusive story on that, you can get caught up by heading to epdaily.tv. The makers of the movie Limitless have made a very smart decision. A TV series based on the 2011 film is in development. Lead actor Bradley Cooper is on board as an executive producer, but it's unclear if he'll also reprise his role in front of the camera. The film tells the story of a down-on-his-luck writer who takes an experimental drug that makes him smarter, but it doesn't take long for things to go wrong. We'll write you a prescription when more details on the TV series are announced.
What would you do?
Warner Brothers and DC Comics haven't forgotten about their most famous female superhero. Batman and Superman have been getting plenty of love on the big screen lately, but speaking at a recent conference, Warner Brothers CEO Kevin Tsujihara admits that they need to start focusing on other heroes, especially Wonder Woman. He says that the badass Amazonian warrior deserves to lasso her own TV show or movie. Several standalone Wonder Woman projects have been in development over the last few years, but they all failed to get a green light. We'll let you know if that changes. Wonder Woman is also expected to appear in the long-awaited Justice League ensemble, which will take place in the same universe as Man of Steel. The second game in the Baldurs Gate series is about to get enhanced. The developers of last year's Baldurs Gate Enhanced Edition have announced that they're working on a similar remake of the sequel, Baldurs Gate 2. Like the first game, it will offer updated graphics, new characters, and a streamlined multiplayer mode that makes it easier to find and join games. It will also include both of the expansion packs released for the original back in 2001. Baldurs Gate 2 Enhanced Edition will hit the PC, Mac, iOS, and Android devices on November 15th. It looks like gamers won't be able to let sleeping dogs live. United Front Games has announced Triad Wars, an all-new title set in the same universe as their hit 2012 game, Sleeping Dogs. They're not calling it a sequel, but since it takes place in the same universe, you should expect to see at least a few familiar faces. That's all we know for now, but judging by the title, Triad Wars will chronicle a bloody battle between different Chinese gangs. Sleeping Dogs publisher Square Enix is once again on board, and we'll have more details as they develop.